And welcome to this week's edition of By the Railside podcast. My name is Zach, and joined with me today I have Jordan
Yeah.
and Jeff,
What's up?
and Justin's skulking around in the background. He'll be able to pop in whenever he gets back. This week we're going to talk about video games because we're all ridiculous gamers.
Nerds.
Yeah, we suck at them, but we still play them.
We don't suck at all of them.
Just most of them.
Yeah, I remember getting I could get fucking angry at Tetris.
Yeah, I mean, getting angry at games is very easy. But when you're when you're playing Tetris and you're getting absolutely destroyed by someone whose username is I love my grandkids 77, I'm gonna get a little mad. Like, Ethel, fuck off. Go love the grandkids. Leave me alone.
Have you guys ever played that Tetris Battle Royale thing?
Oh god, yeah. When I was in university, it was the thing. So instead of paying attention in lecture, I would play that.
I don't think I've ever.
Yeah. It was pretty fun, honestly.
Was that on Facebook?
They had one on Facebook, and then they made their own website. I'm pretty sure, or app maybe.
I played it on the either Xbox or Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that was
Maybe
recent
something.
then. Yeah, I it's been a long time since I played.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I'm talking about is called Tetris 99. It's literally 99 people playing at once. And I don't really know how the attacks work, but if you do like combos and Tetrises and whatnot, it sends bullshit to the other people and you win if you're the last person standing. That's why it's like the Battle Royale thing.
Okay, so
I-
yeah, it's a little bit. I played something similar. It was just like 1-on-1, or they had like
Oh.
3-on-3, 6-on-6. They had all a bunch of different modes,
Yeah.
but it was good. I think it was just Tetris Battle Royale or something like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about Tetris 99. Tetris 99 is pretty good, but I have no idea how the attacking works. Like, you can set it to like attack someone who's almost out or the person who's in the lead, but I don't really understand how your class is in the lead. Maybe the least blocks on you. I don't really know. So I
Least
just
blocks or
set it to like random and then just played.
most points. I would BM the fuck. I would just go whoever's in last place and just make them worse. Just fuck them.
Tilted all the hell.
But would you commit if you were in last place and it was fucking you? Would you commit?
Oh, hell yeah. I'd keep
Yeah,
going.
you have to. I'd be like, I'm the worst, and I'm gonna get worse. It's gonna be great.
It'd be like on Grandma's Boy when he's just like, "Fuck! Stop hitting me!"
Then all you gotta do is just make him spill the bong water and then unplug his controller.
What do you guys remember the very first game you played?
Very.
Mine was probably either Snake, Asteroid, or the Space Invaders one, because we had an Atari. So
Oh, old school.
yeah, or it was chess on DOS.
Oh,
I also I also
Older school.
played a text-based like RPG thing on DOS way back when.
Oregon
It was
Trail.
like you wake up in a dark room and then you have to be like, look out window. It's like, what direction is the window? Look out east window. There is no window there. And you're just like, God damn it. It was really frustrating because you had to be so precise and I don't remember like anything about it now. But yeah, one of those five, depending on which one come first, were the first video games I played.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast. We're talking about video games.
Nice.
Yeah, it's only been a few minutes. It's fine. I don't know. I'd say Monopoly is probably the first
That's
one
not
that I
a video
remember.
game.
No, yeah,
On
the
Sega.
Monopoly on Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
Oh, really? My
Yeah, I
bad.
remember because Mom always used to get pissy that we would play it.
yeah. I think it was that. There's a game called Altered Beasts.
Yep, Altered Beast. I remember.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember playing. I think it was Castlevania at the dentist or the doctor. It was Dr.
Yeah.
Driver. I remember, yeah, because we was always like, I used to get hyped to go just because we could go play video games for a bit.
Yeah, because they had a Super Nintendo,
Yeah,
and we did not.
And I mean, small town, it was great because mom's running into at least one person that she knows, and that's guaranteed 20, 30 minutes of game time because
Yeah.
she's going to be over there talking. And we're like, fuck that. I don't care about strangers. I need this TV in my life.
Yeah. I think it was that. There was another. There was a few games that I remember in my head, like the concepts of them, but I don't remember the exact names. And I've even tried looking at them. They got like the Sega Genesis collection on Steam.
Yeah.
They're not there. Altered Beast is there. I never remember getting past the first level on that one, but I remember playing it a lot.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
we used to rip through that. I remember that.
What about you, Justin? What was the very first video game that you remember playing?
Uh, I think it was on a Commodore 64. I think it was like I don't even know what it was. I think it was like a minor game or something. It was like a platformer. Uh, I don't remember too much about it, but yeah, my aunt had brought down she was going to university and she had a fucking computer and we were like, oh my god, it's amazing. Even though it was like real shit, but that was probably the first one. The first like game I like spent a large amount of time on was probably Super Mario, because that was the first console that like I owned.
Yeah, I remember playing Super Mario at like other people's houses, but we were too other than the Sega Genesis, we were too poor to have anything like that.
Yeah. We were broke.
But Super Mario World was unreal. I
Yeah, I played the shit out of that game, and like I feel like I only saw like a third of it because I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I remember finding like the first secret unlock, like to warp to another place, and I was like, oh my god.
what about other consoles after you guys moved on? I think we had the N64 was our next console. We ended up playing I think Banjo Kazooie, Smash Bros.
GoldenEye. Um, fuck.
Yeah, that game looks vaguely familiar, Jeff. That was probably what it was.
What was the
Yeah.
orange one? Well, we had Tony Hawk on there too, didn't we? I think there was
Yeah.
a Tony Hawk for that.
Tony Hawk was orange.
That was the Tony Hawk one. Because it was
Af-
orange, just like the Rugrats VHS.
Yeah.
That's dating myself a little bit.
After the Atari and DOS, we had a regular Nintendo and or an NES, I guess they're called. And we had a fucking billion games for that thing. We had the very first Final Fantasy, which is called Final Fantasy 3 in America for some reason, but it's actually Final Fantasy 1. I don't fucking know. Anyways, we had that. We had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We had Yo Noid. We had a racing game, a pinball game. We had a whole shit ton of games for that thing. The one I spent the most time on was obviously Final Fantasy 1. I beat that even as a child, which I find pretty impressive. Then after that, probably Super Mario 3 would be the next one I spent the most time on. I beat that one too, which again is impressive for a child because you have like 3 lives for the whole game if you don't pick up the green stupid mushrooms or whatever. And those were the main ones I played. Oh, I had a kung fu game that was hard as balls, but I remember beating that one.
Was it like Ninja Gaiden?
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was literally just called Kung Fu. It was a side scroller, and enemies would come at you from either side, and some of them would jump, so you'd have to duck kick them. Other ones would like try and slide at your feet, and you'd have to jump kick them. And it was just really stupid. There was like 3 levels to the whole game, but it was hard as balls as a child. What was it called? But I remember playing that one a lot.
Do you guys remember the Lion King game?
I didn't own it.
I've seen
Oh,
videos of
there's
it
so
that it
many.
was like ridiculously hard, but I never owned it.
Yeah, it was 100% ridiculous. I remember renting it from like a block. I don't even be a blockbuster somewhere, but we rented it and just I couldn't even get like 2 minutes into the level without dying. It was insanely hard, and that's probably where I got my hatred of anything that's just super difficult. There's just
That was the Dark Souls of the Lion King universe.
yeah, it was insane. But I remember I remember playing Booger Man from one of our.
What the fuck is that?
Booger Man is the best game. You
It was a
literally
side
just
scroller.
yeah, side scroller. You flick boogers at things.
A
Uh,
pick and flick adventure for the SNES.
Hell
Oh
yeah,
hell yeah!
we had who? It was a babysitter that brought it over.
Yeah, I feel like it was the one that kind of went crazy later on. I don't
Yeah,
want to name names now because I've said that, but Siobhan. Oh, I know.
I don't think it was that one. I thought it was a different one.
It was her older sister, wasn't
Man, I never had a babysitter. I don't even know that
I never
experience
had a
seems weird to
babysitter
me.
either, but I also had older siblings, so
Yeah,
My older sibling was irresponsible and couldn't look after me.
feels
Yeah.
bad, man.
Yeah, well, no, we stopped having babysitters after Jordan decided to wrap a rope around his neck and then run. Then we had no more babysitters.
I was doing an experiment. Like, what would happen? I thought
Let
I'd
me
like
out.
swing like a
Let
swing.
me out.
Thankfully, I didn't know how to tie knots at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
this was before I joined the Beavers. If I did that after I joined the Beavers, ho ho, you'd have a podcast with 3 hosts right now.
But yeah. All right.
I looked it up. That NES Kung Fu game is literally just called Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have to
Yeah,
be original.
I had a shit ton of games for Super Nintendo, but the 3 that I remember playing the most were Super Mario, Mario Kart, and then I had like a Spider-Man Venom game that was like it was like a Streets of Rage like beat 'em up thing. But then like every once in a while you would just like have there would be like a transition level where you had to climb up a building and like dodge shit. And then when you got to the top, it would be a boss fight that would have like a completely different mechanic for the game that was like super weird. But if you died on the boss level, you just had to like start over the whole thing. It was fucking painful. I think I only beat the game like once. It was rough, or at least I remember it being rough.
Yeah, there's not many games I remember beating up until we got like the N64. That was the generation where they started realizing that there's
Well, that was
casuals.
because the tech for those old games, like they didn't have the tech to make the levels very long, so they just made them like really, really hard and repeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had a N64, and I played the shit out of that. Like that was probably when I became like actually addicted to video games. Was the N64. I played Star Fox 64, and I think I got every ending to that game. That it has like I want to say 5 endings. I think I got all of them. I played a shit ton of Ocarina of Time, and what's the other one? Oh, Donkey Kong 64.
Yep.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64.
I have never played a Donkey Kong game.
What?
Oh, actually, yeah, that actually reminds me. I played almost all of the Donkey Kongs on Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. I think I owned all of them.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 was awesome because then you get to like play a bunch of different things, and then I think it had like a multiplayer
should-
battle mode.
You need to edit in the DK rap into this podcast right now. DK Donkey Kong.
Yeah, oh, I will find that and do that because yeah, that was a classic.
Our first FPS was Perfect Dark for
Oh.
N64.
I remember that.
GoldenEye was definitely like the first like big multiplayer game for
God,
the
yeah.
N64.
I remember getting together with a bunch of people and we would just everyone picks Odd Job and you just huck the
Yeah.
hats to see if you,
Yeah.
across map only.
I did that mostly on Nightfire, which was basically a GoldenEye clone for the GameCube.
Oh,
Played that
Yeah.
for
yeah.
hours. But
I think we
whenever I would play multiplayer on Star Fox, like with my cousins, they would just get mad because I like no life to that game, so I would just own them.
Oh,
I'll be like, I'll play the tank so it's fair because the tank was shit and slow.
Still beat him though.
Yeah.
Raging at everyone, playing Mario Party.
Mario Party is a classic game, and holy that
It's a friend ruiner.
god damn, I hate that game. That
It got worse because, like, in the beginning, I don't think it was that bad because I don't think you could steal stars as often. but now it's like every 3 turns someone's gonna steal something from you.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the super new ones, but I remember that Mario Kart, the battling with the three balloons and
Yep.
skyscraper level, you just boot people off the edge.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
why
just,
everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm picking the big guys because then you just bump people off the edge." Mario Tennis. I'm like, excuse me. First experience with sports.
you with
I
that.
don't think I ever played. I've never been into sports games. I think the only one that I owned was an NHL game for the Super Nintendo, which, I mean, that was obviously shit. But
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. The first sports game I played was a hockey game for the regular Nintendo, and that bitch was hilarious. You made your team and you had 3 options. You had super heavyweight, regular guy, and a skinny guy. And the skinny guy couldn't check for shit, but he was really fast. So my team was always just like the super obese ones, and I'd just fucking barrel into anyone that come anywhere near me and kill them. That was funny as hell.
I do remember my grandma had, like, she had a Super Nintendo and she had NBA Jam, I think it was. And
Yeah.
all I really remember about that game is that, like, if you were on a winning streak, like, your feet would light on fire, and when you scored, it would say "Boom shakalaka."
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, we started out with like the Mario series of sports, so like Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, and then we had like the classic NHL games too.
Yeah, NHL 06 on GameCube was the big one, and then NHL Hits.
Yeah, NHL Hits was the best because you could make a big head, and basically it was just about hitting people. Like that was 99% of the game.
Yeah, you could just run over the goalie like
Yeah.
there's nothing. Just like get out of the net.
Turn off penalties. Fuck it, we're going in.
That was when I was a kid. That was like always the first thing you do when you play a sports game is just turn off penalties and then just try and kill each other. Which is
Oh, I
why
remember
the
that.
best
Right?
sports game was called Death Throw, I think it was called, for the original Xbox. And it's basically basketball, or I guess like basketball, but with razor frisbees, and you could throw them at each other and cut people's heads off and stuff. That was a good game.
You guys remember playing Beetle Adventure Racing on the N64?
I never had
No.
an N64.
What?
Yeah,
I
think
feel like you
the-
played it.
I think the only racing game I had was fuck. I remember it had like a sunset on the cover. Was it actually called like Sunset Overdrive or something?
Actually,
Oh,
might be.
yeah, I remember Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, we had Sunset Overdrive too.
Or Diddy
Mm.
Kong Racing. There
Yeah.
you go. That's a good one.
Diddy Kong Racing, I played a lot too.
Excite
The
Bike.
only like realistic racing game I had was that it had a red sports car on it and like a sunrise. I don't remember what the fuck it was called.
Wasn't called
I don't-
Driver, was it? That had an orange case.
There's that. Yeah, Beetle Racing was. I remember just like you pick your colors in your car. I think you could just like smash the shit out of cars too.
Yep. I'm pretty sure.
God damn it! I gotta find some legal emulators.
I I didn't have a whole lot of racing games. I played Driver. I played the Crash Team Racing series, which is basically just Sony's version of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
Uh,
remember? Do you remember fucking the pod racing game?
Yeah.
That was the
I
best.
remember like trying to watch a video of that later on, and like it was puke inducing. I don't know how the fuck I played that for hours as a kid.
Yeah, we tried to play that at the bar in Ottawa.
Oh, did we? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
painful.
just horrible because the aspect ratio in the TV, and it was
Yeah.
just like granulated hell.
The game I was thinking of was Cruisin' USA. But sorry, I interrupted you, Jeff.
Yeah.
it's okay. There was now that you guys have said pod racing, there was a 3D spaceship racing game on the PlayStation 1. I literally just sold all my PlayStation 1 and 2 games, so I can't just go look at the case. But I remember it was like a Twisted Metal kind of game. It was racing and shooting in this like weird 3D world, and you could go upside down. It was fucking awful.
Sounds like Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. You have like planes and shit on Diddy Kong.
Do you remember how hard the bosses on Diddy Kong were?
Yeah,
Like that
Ridiculous.
game was like so chill, and then the bosses were like fucking. I remember like throwing controllers trying to beat Diddy Kong bosses because they were just so frustrating. You made like one mess up, and you're like, "Yep, start over, bitch."
I had that. We got the what was it? The we bought the rare um, pack on Xbox One, and it came with like the old school Banjo Kazooie games. And I started replaying them, and then there's only like two levels I fully remember, and the other ones I just don't at all. So I'm thinking I just didn't get far in any of these games. But I
I
remember
never.
just spilling hours into all of them.
I think I only ever rented Banjo Kazooie. I don't think I ever actually owned it because I never beat it.
I don't know if I beat it, but I mean it's so long ago that I don't really have that many memories. But I was playing through it on the Xbox, and there was a lot of things that were like triggering memories. I'm like, I have no idea where I am, and then I'd be like, wait a second, I have to turn left here, and they're like, oh, there's the honeycomb. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. What else? And then we moved from, and then when we went to go visit Dad, then I think Dad bought us a PlayStation.
Yo,
So we got to try that out,
Twisted
and
Metal. Fuck yeah.
Twisted Metal was the
That was a good
shit.
game.
I remember an X-Men game on there, and then also that was when we started playing NBA games where we would just sit on the ends of the court and we
Yeah.
would only free throw balls at the net, and
Yeah.
that's how we played the entire game, just hucking the ball back and forth.
That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to play.
I never played NBA games.
That's the only time. I think we either rented it or we bought it from like a cheap $2 bin at Blockbuster. Then they're selling the games.
Yeah, we only ever had
Yeah.
cheap stuff or just rented. And then our cousin like ripped the thing that holds the disc off,
Yeah,
and then
we had
he was like, "Why you guys mad? I don't understand what I did. Like you fucking broke it."
yeah, yeah. Because we had to like carefully place the games back in,
Yeah,
and then if the it would spin too fast and then just off kilter everything.
yeah, like you had to make sure that you put it on just right. Sometimes spin it, giving it a little spin to start it up. Spin it and then close it, and it'll go.
Yeah.
If not, it'll just fucking wobble, and then like, what's going on? Why is my PlayStation mad?
I remember I played my GameCube so much, like Nightfire so much, and I took it with me on an RV trip once, and we would play it like while we were driving. And I remember we hit bumps, and it like scratched the disc. So when we were playing multiplayer, sometimes just it would happen randomly. Sometimes playing for 10 minutes, sometimes playing for an hour, where it would just go into slow mode, so everything was in slow mo, but like crazy slow, like 0.25, and it could last any amount of time. So it was just like we had played that game so much that it was almost like an extra feature because we had just memorized everything. So it was just like, oh no, it's slow mo now. So we'd be like both be playing Odd Job and just like jump off a building and like slow mo throw the hat at each other and shit.
Then you gotta sit there awkwardly for 3 minutes while you
Yeah, but that
fall.
game was crazy too because it also had grappling hooks. So you were just like
Yeah.
Yes.
flying all over the fucking place.
Oh, the grappling hook one? I did play that one. That one, I just called myself Spider Man and just fucking flew around the whole time with my grappling hook, never actually shooting anyone, but just being real annoying to
Yeah,
everyone I played with.
there was two characters in that game that were really overpowered. So Oddjob was shorter than a normal character, but you could still see him, like the tip of his head on a parapet because it was like a castle level that we mostly played on because it was the biggest one. Um, you could barely see his head, and obviously the hat was a one shot. But there was also fuck, what was the other one called? There was an even shorter character, and his view was a standard view, but his hitbox was smaller than the parapet, so he could shoot you, and you couldn't shoot him back. So those were the only two characters we played.
Was it that was the map with the two ski lifts going back and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah,
and you could
yeah.
Yeah.
attach to the bottom of the
Yeah.
fucking ski lift?
Yeah, that level
Crush
was
funny.
sick. And if you were really fucking like tried hard enough or memorized it, you could jump from the ski lift onto one of the rocks that you weren't supposed to be able to get on, and you could crouch down on it, and people couldn't see you.
Yeah, GameCube was. We actually still have our GameCube, and I'm pretty sure we still have Nightfire.
Yeah,
So
we do.
that's I know what we're doing New Year's,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. GameCube got it released at a really awkward time, so I think it got like overwritten a lot, but it had some solid games on it. Like Super Mario Sunshine was dope. Nightfire, Skies of Arcadia, which technically was a Dreamcast game, but like even Star Fox Adventures, I think it was called, which is like complete divergence from like the regular game. It was a solid adventure game, and I don't think there was any games on the GameCube that I was like, this is complete shit. Like almost all of them were good.
Oh, you
No,
should
there
have
was
came
a
over.
scooter
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It was like a scooter. That was all it was. It was just competitive scooting.
You bought a scooter game and then complained as bad. I mean,
No, no,
come on,
no.
you
We
gotta
didn't
have
buy
some
it. No, no, no. That was mom shopping in the 15.99 bin at Walmart.
I know you
for
like the Tony
Christmas.
Hawks.
Yeah.
So I got you this Scooter Revolution game.
Did you
Wow.
guys did you guys ever play the Captain Crunch game with the CD that came in the box?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Oh my, that game was actually like I don't even remember what the game was about, but you had to like raise like your own little gremlin or something like that. And I remember just putting like hours into that game. I don't even know if there's hours worth of content in that game, but yeah,
I think there
Captain
was one that
Crunch.
came
what
with
the fuck
Fruit
is it called?
Loops. I remember. I don't know why I'm remembering a Fruit Loops one, but I remember there was computer games that came in cereal.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Remember you? Do you guys remember playing on the computer it was like a ski game, and then you no matter what at a certain point you just always got mauled by a yeti.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Holy shit, this game
You
is
can actually get that on
horrific.
your
How
phone,
did I
though.
play this? Look up Captain Crunch Crunchling Adventure. This thing is nightmare inducing. It's like literally Gremlin movie, except I don't even know. It's like Tamagotchi mixed with Gremlins.
Nightmare
Jesus
Adventure.
Christ.
Apologies for everyone hearing my clicking on the keyboard. To the...
But it lights up. Taka taka taka.
You guys ever play that dinosaur Mortal Kombat game?
Crunchling Adventure, not Nightmare.
Was that-
I think I know which one you're talking about, and I remember renting it. The one with like it was like a gorilla and then like a
Yeah.
Terrifying.
raptor with like feathers
Primal,
and shit.
primal, something.
Primal Rage.
Yeah.
Primal
Yeah.
Rage, yeah.
I definitely played that like renting it. I didn't own it though, but yeah, that game. Was
I owned
weird.
it. That was really weird. Did you guys ever play the Jurassic Park game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That game was so fucking hard. I don't think
Yeah.
I ever even got close to beating it because like everything killed you in that game. Like I couldn't even like get anywhere. Like I remember going into the building and it was just filled with raptors, or you would like go explore and then like a fucking triceratops would just like run you down, and I was like, what the fuck? This game is bullshit.
So that's just the first stage. After you do that, you become a dinosaur.
Oh, I definitely
Yeah.
never got that far.
Yeah, and that at one point if I'm remembering right, you're a Tyrannosaurus and everything's fine. Then the level after that, you're a compy and everything sucks again.
Yeah, that game was like that game gave like maybe I was just a dumb kid, but I felt like that game gave me no direction at all, and like just everything was a one shot, and I was just like, what the fuck?
I remember playing. Do you remember the? It was I think it was a PlayStation game. It was a Power Ranger game. That way you
I
could
never
actually
played any Power
fight
Ranger games, I
with
don't think.
Zords. Like there
I
was
don't think so.
yeah. Fuck. I remember because we would go to either Blockbuster or wherever we rent, and I would only rent that game for like 2 months straight. It
I
was
feel I remember a Power Rangers game, but I can't remember that much. Something's
Did you
taking under my
guys
brain juices though.
did you guys ever play Mystical Ninja?
Mystical
No.
doesn't sound familiar. No.
I remember
I don't
renting
think
it
it does.
once, and it was like a fucking fever dream of a game. But there was like different characters you could play, and like when you beat a level, you would turn into like a Megazord type thing for some reason, and just like rampage through the town. That's what reminded me of that. But like, that was a fucking weird ass game.
I've defeated the boss. Now to destroy everything.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
very weird.
it's gonna fucking bother me. I hate. Is this one? Power Ranger Rescue? Oh, maybe. There's a lot of Power Ranger games apparently, and all of them look familiar. I love that. What else? We did. Oh, actually, I think. Oh, maybe it's Super Nintendo. What else? There's those games, and then I think after that, and then we got to PlayStation, and then I think I literally, for most of the PlayStation 2, I only remember us playing like either Twisted Metal or the wrestling games, and only because we could make ridiculous looking people or have the Big Show do the 619.
Yeah, it was always the big one or the big show doing the 619. But I remember making a character that looked like a giant thumb.
Yeah.
That was the best part about any wrestling game was just the create a character. You always have your arms. My arms are 17 inches wide, but they're only 2 inches thick. Just walking around with big old wings.
Yeah. Straight swole.
That's the way you do it.
Is that this game? No, that's for this.
What's the hardest game you guys ever played on the old systems?
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played 2 minutes of that and then shut it off. I couldn't. I opened a door and got mauled, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm done. This is it. Between that and the Lion King game. I just there's no winning.
Trying to remember.
For me, I don't remember much about the game. I just remember it was called ODT, Escape or Die Trying. And I remember playing that by myself and playing it with Doug Boyd, and we just couldn't beat it no matter how hard we tried.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the hardest game I've ever played, but I remember being like semi freaked out and never getting very far because I constantly died. I think it was called Shadow Man. It's like a horror game for the N64. I definitely wouldn't consider it like the hardest game, but I remember like never beating like past like the second level in that game. But I think I would get to the level with the dogs in the church, and the dogs would just like run up on me, and I like, couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Right.
There's a Shadow Man remaster.
Oh,
Oh, here's your chance. You can do it.
it's probably retardedly easy now, but
Yeah.
See what the list. Oh my
I
god.
think my first horror game that I played was either Silent Hill, any of the Resident Evils, obviously, or there was a really cool one called Fatal Frame. That was a dope game. Did
I
you guys
know
ever play that?
I've watched people play Fatal Frame. Yeah, I remember having the. I never owned it, but I think it was Jesse Ross had it, and I remember us trying to play it at one of his birthday parties or something like that, and we would all like, when we got scared, we would swap people playing, and we never got very far. We were just like freaked out over it.
I don't think I played horror games when I was younger. Like the first one I actually remember playing was it was an 8-bit. I think it was a computer game. Slender Man. You had to like go in the woods and collect 8 pages.
Oh yeah, I played that one too.
And then they made it into like a full game. And I remember playing that one in university. We had like 12 people crammed together in my living room playing on this big ass projection
Yeah.
TV we had.
Yeah.
And we had to. It started out swapping between everyone until they got like too scared to play, and then it ended up with I think myself and my roommate Joe, and it was just me and him playing because no one else wanted to play. They just sat there cowering, watching. I had to give up the control after a while though because I was way too hammered, so I was getting way too into it. So I'd like every time I'd like the ghost girl. It was in the mine shaft. The ghost girl would like run after me, and my heart was going like 180 beats a minute. Like, this is not safe.
What do you what was your favorite games to play when you were younger, like of the older style?
By myself or with a friend?
Yeah, just in general, like
Both.
both. Yeah, yeah, we'll go both.
Well, single player, it's always just whatever Final Fantasy I was playing at the time because that's just my jam. But if I had Cameron over, we played Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal Black obsessively. And we played, we also played Twisted Metal Small Brawl, but it wasn't as fun. And we played like Grand Theft Auto and stuff a lot too. But I remember mostly playing Twisted Metal with him.
Um, it depends on which console. Super Nintendo, like probably just Mario. N64. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think Donkey Kong, the second one, the one with the baby and what's her face in it. That was probably the one that was most fun, but that didn't come out until like way later in the. Actually, no, sorry, I think that was the third one. I think that didn't come out until like way later into the lifespan of Super Nintendo. Um, N64 is probably Star Fox 64. Like that was like a launch title, and I played it like the whole fucking time. Um, GameCube, when I had friends over, definitely Nightfire. Like I said, I played that game until it fucking had slow mo. Single player, hmm, probably either Super Mario Sunshine or Star Fox Adventures. I think. Um, and then past that, I owned an Xbox 360, or sorry, the regular Xbox and a 360. But after the GameCube, I was almost exclusively PC gaming.
Yeah, I think uh probably either Pokemon Stadium. I don't think I played like hardly any single player games really when I was younger. It was strictly always with friends. It was always Mario Kart or Super Smash was the biggest thing. Any of the Smash games were just great. And I those ones I probably played single player the most too because I just played through the stories. And then probably I actually did enjoy some of the Legend of Zelda games too, but mostly on like Game Boy. I like the Minish Cap and stuff like that.
Yeah, Minish Cap was the shit. I do remember N64 probably was the racing games. Because, yeah, it was always like you and me minimum. We
Yeah,
were always together when we were younger, so it was always group games. Or I don't think we ever really played games back then when it was like, okay, you play first, and when you die, it was me. It was never single player. Um, Honestly, Halo. Halo stands out the most to me, besides like Super Smash Brothers, because Super Smash Brothers was that was like we spent hours and hours. And I remember every time we went to the mall, mom was looking at fucking Cosmos. We would like peek in the gaming magazines and see like what we needed to do to unlock certain characters,
yeah,
or like looking it up, having mom look it up online and print us off sheets, and we had pages and pages of cheat codes
yeah.
for all the different games. But no, I like Halo 3 stands out the most out
Did
Yeah,
you
of.
guys did you guys ever have the guidebooks?
Yeah.
I
Not,
remember
not
I remember spending like I think one weekend or two weekends where Jesse Ross slept over, and we just went through Ocarina of Time like with the guidebook to get like all the secret shit that was in that game, and we were just like swap back and forth like reading the book and playing.
sorry, I misinterpreted. I didn't have any guidebooks. I had like they'd release issues every so often that had like cheat codes for like I don't know a dozen games or so. I'd
Oh
buy
yeah,
those
yeah.
every so
Those
often.
magazines, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those that was one thing I do miss is like when you would get a game and like on the drive home you could just like read the book, and
Yeah.
like there would be so much like lore and shit in the book and you'd be like, oh my god, that's so, even if like you would hype it up way more in your head than like what the game actually was. Or
Yeah,
even if the game was fairly lame, it would be like, here's other games from our fucking developer or whatever, like Blizzard was really good for that. Like you could read like a Blizzard book forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
that
also
was
helps
the
build up anticipation too. Like, because when you're reading that book on the way home, you're like, "Oh my god, I cannot wait to play this game." And then when you finally get
Yeah.
into it, it's at least gonna be somewhat good.
I remember getting Warcraft 2 Battle Chess and reading through all the lore of like all the different clans and shit. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." And then it was like coming soon, like Diablo 1 and fucking StarCraft and shit. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, the last game I remember buying that had an actual book in it was Vanilla WoW. I remember reading that on the way home and like choosing what classes I wanted to play. But then before actually choosing that, I also went on to like their forums to see what classes were like really popular and shit like that. I was originally going to play Rogue, and then I heard that everyone was playing Rogue. I'm like, well, that sounds stupid. So then I played a Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's probably why you enjoyed that Captain Crunch game so goddamn much, just because you read the book.
I watched the video 2 minutes in. Terrifying. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it was Nightmare Fuel for sure.
yeah, the books were always good. I didn't end up. I think the biggest, like almost every time that I would buy was always the like probably the single player games would be the Pokemon games that I played the shit ton of, and I would always buy the books because they would buy you'd have like a Pokédex book you could buy and then like write in there like where you found it, your nickname of that one, if you caught it or not. I think I bought it
I
almost every
definitely
year.
I definitely never did that, but I completely forgot about Game Boys. Yeah, I played the shit out of those. Um, fucking my original Game Boy was like the big ass, like I think it came in
The
red and
gray
gray.
one.
Yeah.
I had the red one, but yeah, it
We
was the
had the
same
gray one.
thing. And I think the only thing I ever really played on that one was Pokemon. I don't think I owned anything else for it. And then I skipped over the Game Boy Color and went straight to Game Boy Advance, I think. And Game Boy Advance, I played like an insane amount. Probably Golden Sun, and yeah, Golden Sun was probably be like the trilogy. How many games are there? I think two. The two games for Golden
Yeah.
Sun I played the shit out of.
Was Golden Sun the one with the
It was the four-person party, I believe, or three-person
okay.
party.
Yeah,
That's like
it was a
it was a Dejins?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
the genies, yeah, you could, yeah, it was like a four-party thing, and then like you could mix and match the genies to um, get them different powers, or you could like all one element or whatever. It
Yeah.
was a good.
Oh
They
yeah, you
made like
told
a
me
new
about this.
one. Yeah, they made another one on the like SP, I think, that had like weird touch controls. I tried playing on an emulator, but I couldn't get into it. It was like the main characters like children afterwards and shit. But yeah, it was a good game
I
because
might
like
actually have that one.
the from the very beginning of the game, you're like, hey, the world's ending. You're like, oh, like
Never
you were
does.
always in a state of panic in that game in the story. So
Yeah, I think we had that. That was the Game Boy Advance is when I got like I played because they released a Final Fantasy 1 and 2, like it was like Collective Soul or something like that. I played that nonstop as soon as I got it, and then I switched over to like almost all the Yu-Gi-Oh games that there were. I played constantly, and then I ended up. I love that, and then now they come up with so much shit on Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. But I've always wanted. I think it was like Forbidden Kingdom. I think was the main one on Game Boy Color that I played, and I tried so hard not to cheat in that game, but I had to get Exodia, so I had to cheat.
The only one I remember on Game Boy was the Dueling Dice Monsters.
Yeah,
That was the best one. But no, the game I remember most probably from Game Boy Advance. No, actually, it was just regular Game Boys before Game Boy Color. It was Odd World. That game was the bane of my existence.
yeah.
I don't even remember how I got it. I think it was just like a bargain bin thing, and I took me months to beat 2 levels. I don't even think
I
I beat
did
the third
not
one.
know there was an Oddworld game for Game Boy because I played it on the PlayStation, and that game was that was rough.
Yeah, it was. Well, this one I don't know about PlayStation. I'm assuming it was a similar, but this one was just a side scroller, and
Yeah,
it was literally just jumping through the levels and trying to find the right combination of getting through versus not getting caught.
Yeah, basically. And I don't know about the Game Boy one, but in the PlayStation one, literally everything was a one shot. They had like machine guns, and you had absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And you had to save the other goobies by like whistling and farting at them.
Yeah. Yeah, you get their
Yeah,
attention and like knock them off cliffs and shit like that, but it was fucking impossible to do it.
yeah, that was a pretty hard game.
Yeah, and then now, yeah, now I think literally I use my consoles now for Call of Duty, and like a couple other ones that I am looking forward to, like the brand new consoles and they're exclusive just because they have that speed that you would get on like a computer. Because there's just some games that I just love just sitting on a couch and just playing or
That
having
is
them.
one thing is you could definitely be more comfortable on a console because like recliners and controllers and all that kind of stuff.
I
Yeah.
definitely enjoy co-op games on console, but that's about it. Like I hate competitive games on controllers. Triggers me.
I don't know. I guess maybe because I grew up that way. Like, there's certain games that I have. It doesn't feel natural unless I'm playing on a console or even like maybe on a couch. I think it's just like the couch and the big TV that it just makes it feel more natural. Like if I'm playing like Rainbow Six, I'll play on my PC. I tried it on PlayStation. I think it was on free for a weekend, and I was dog shit. Couldn't do it. But if I played like Call of Duty on my PC, I'd be absolute ass for whatever fucking reason. Just because I'm not sitting on a couch with a controller.
Yeah.
Click on their heads, forehead.
Most games I can play on console and it doesn't bother me, but fucking shooters, I just can't. I'm so used to mouse and keyboard that whenever I play a shooter on console now, I just take a shotgun because it doesn't matter. You aim at their chest, not their head, and it obliterates them.
Yeah. I think that was the first PC game I actually really got, other than like the odd ones that were on fucking floppy disks. But it was a shooter. It was CS Counter Strike Source. I think I played
Yeah,
at your house for the
Yeah.
first
yeah.
time.
When we burnt the fuck out of that pizza because you, me, and Jay were all playing Counter Strike Source, and we forgot we put a pizza in for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah, that was it. That was bad. I think it was it wasn't Fun Times. It was a different fucking map. I can't remember. I can remember it if I saw it and I'd be like, I know every spot to fucking sit and camp. And then
Yeah,
Well, GG Deagle, you know.
yeah, Deagle 7. Oh, every spot. Oh my god, I pissed off so many people in that map because I was just sitting in corners and then they walk around. But that from there, I think it helped develop my because even when we play, like if I play through speakers on Call of Duty on the console, I could still pinpoint where the person is, like based on the sound of their footsteps and stuff like that. And that's the thing I
yeah.
picked up in that game.
Yeah, I used to be really fucking good at Source. I had almost 1,000 hours into that game. Then I stopped playing shooters, and now I suck.
Yeah,
I
I think
think while you guys were playing Counter Strike, I was just no lifing Diablo 2.
yeah.
Hey, I played that game too, and StarCraft One.
actually I
Yeah.
remember
StarCraft.
solo playing Counter Strike a lot because I played surf servers and I remember you guys fucking
Oh
hated
god.
surf servers.
Yeah.
No, I like surf servers. What the hell?
Well, we didn't really play them much because I guess whenever you were playing it was with Zach because back then it was like you guys were friends and I was the younger brother.
Yeah.
But I fucking love surf and Zach was terrible at it. He just couldn't
Oh
understand
yeah,
it.
it's infuriating. I hate it.
You just can't learn. You don't learn. You just
No,
I do what I want and if it doesn't work then I'm going to something else.
I'm playing a shooter. I want to kill something. I don't want to swoop down a ramp. If I'm going to play that, I'll play Tony Hawk.
No, you swoop down the ramp, 360 no scopes all
No.
day.
No, no, I'd rather the jump pump shotty from across the map.
Jump pump shotty off the ramp.
That was my favorite thing. Was the pump shotty in Source? That thing literally had like 100-yard range if you
Yeah.
knew the spray. Oh god, that was the stupidest gun in the game. I loved it.
I still hate the scout. with a passion. I remember getting stuck so many times playing gun game, and I got stuck on that fucking gun.
Yeah.
Eventually, I just ran around and knifed someone because I was like, even though I'm shit with a knife, I can't hit a goddamn thing with this fucking scout.
Back then, couldn't
Yeah.
do it. Now, I could probably do it. I'm decent at popping headshots.
Yeah.
Plus, with the new scout, I don't know what it is, but in CS:GO, you move so goddamn quick when you're scoped in.
Yeah.
You like doubles your speed.
Yeah, I think it was super hard to move. And then I remember like trying to peg kids when they were walking up the ladder
Yeah.
on Deagle.
Peeking the ladder on the
Yeah.
other side, like, is there someone there?
You see everyone walking up the ladder like, God, I got this fucking scout, and then the first person to get off, it just took off.
Get hype if you hit one B hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking B hop off the top of the thing and hit him with a shotgun. Yes.
I could never get the hang of long range bee hopping.
I can only do one or two at a time. I think two was my max, and I got like that was my uninstall moment. I'm done. I can never get any better at this game.
This is my peak.
I'm actually pretty sure that Source is still my highest time played game. Even with, like, what's that fucking. That Soda Dungeon that I just leave on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
All
mine is
my
Dark
settings
Souls.
got reset, so mine doesn't say I have like any time in Source anymore for some reason.
Yeah, I got 448 hours in Source.
I think my highest is Darksiders 2 because I used to just leave it running in university when I was going to class. So it would be running for 6-7 hours a day. Ow.
Yeah,
Well,
my Source says I only have 74 hours in it.
Oh, Jesus.
I have
I
no. Sorry, go ahead.
I had like 1,000 before this fucking thing reset.
I have no idea how many hours I had in Diablo 2 because I can't even like fucking install it anymore. I don't know where my fucking product key went before they added like Battle.net and all that shit.
Oh, Jesus. Never mind.
Fucking World of Warcraft is definitely like my number one, and then I'm gonna guess Total War Warhammer. Just Warhammer 2, I have 948 hours right now.
Oh,
Can you sort by time played?
you used to be able to.
I can do it on the app on my phone. That's what I'm looking at.
Hmm.
Right now, my highest played game on Steam is Rocket League at 701 hours.
Yeah, I think League is probably my highest played because I have over 5,000 games played.
Jesus.
And
So
if each one's half an hour, that's 2,500.
If I
Yeah.
combine my Counter-Strike times, it's almost 800.
Where do you find how many games you have?
On the app?
No, in League.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, at the pretty much at the end game screen, it'll show you how many you've won and lost.
Yeah, in the top left.
My stats page, I don't know. Oh, time played this season. Well, this season I have 5 days,
Jesus.
11 hours. But
Oh, that was just loud as fuck.
Yeah, my most played games are probably WoW, with not even fucking close. Like, there's a fucking Grand Canyon between WoW and number 2. And then it's probably League, then Final Fantasy 14, then Source, I would say.
I got a respectable amount of time on PUBG. I got 317 hours.
Yeah, I put in a good chunk of time on PUBG too. That was like if the fucking devs actually did anything with that game right, other than just, hey, here's a cool fucking.
is that game even out yet, or is it still early access?
Oh yeah,
It's out now.
it's been out for a while and it's still just as bad. I don't understand why people fucking play it. Yeah, I've got 269 hours on PUBG. I have 100 hours on Elder Scrolls. Never beaten the game. Never beaten the game.
Like, you're talking about Skyrim?
Yeah.
That game you could beat in like 40 minutes, I think.
You don't have to, though. You don't
Yeah.
have to. It's called side quests.
No, I know, but
Sidetrack.
like, I remember being super disappointed with that game because I was like, I'll do the main quest and then I'll do side stuff afterwards. And it was like, oh, the game's fucking over. Like I still did the side quest, but like the main story in that game is actually dog shit.
Yeah, I take the exact same path. I always create a new character because I always forget where I leave off, and I never just go into the quest tab just to see what quests I could just start and pick up. So I make a new character, go the same direction every single time. Always go to the Thieves Guild, and then recently I started going to the Thieves Guild, and then I become a werewolf as well with the companions. But
I
it,
just
You probably have the sex mods installed, don't you? So you can have furry sex.
I can't figure out mods.
mods are pretty fun. The only mod I actually had installed when I had Skyrim installed on my PC was one that gave crabs top hats and monocles, and that was because I saw in a donkey video and I was like, yeah, I need it. But I think the last time I started a character, I'm level 46, and I haven't even gone to see the Greybeards yet. Like, get all the side quests out of the way right away. Everything's done except for the main story. Then we'll start playing.
I've played that game quite a bit. I think on the character I went the longest though was just like a stealth archer that are just like blatantly overpowered in that
Yeah.
game. And I just did like Thieves Guild, the Murder Hobo Guild, and then
Dark Brotherhood.
yeah, and then I think I just did the Mages Guild just for memes, but didn't actually like use any of the spells because they're all shit. And then yeah, kind of got bored after that. I've made a bunch of other characters like trying to play other ways, but it's just like there's it's so weird because like archers are overpowered and then everything else is just dog shit. Like trying to play sword and board or two hander against the enemies that like a giant that's just gonna fucking punt you. It's like this game is done.
You gotta use your intellect. There was a guy, I think his name is Spiffing Brit on YouTube, and he made a dagger that does on hit, I think it was like 2 million some odd fire damage. Just by like he was popping potions to up his enchanting, and then he had an amulet as well. So he enchanted the amulet so that it gave him like plus 2,000 some odd whatever enchanting, and then he popped a bunch more potions. So he ended up like just a normal fire thing. Do like, well, I'll do an extra 20 damage fire. Nope, now it's like 2 million damage.
Jesus Christ.
But
Yeah,
I find that
crafting-
every build devolves into a sneak archer build at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crafting of the game was such dog shit too. I remember just making like endless bracers, I think it was, so that you could finally do something with all the dragon bones that they
Yeah.
give you at like level 1 that all weigh like 50 pounds each. It's
Yeah.
like what the but you can't like make anything with them until like end game crafting. It's like what the fuck?
So you just gotta buy a house right away and then have Lydia carry them all the way to the house. And
I
just
lose
dump them
that
in the house.
bitch. I lose that bitch every time. I don't know. And it's not even like I say, wait right here. She's just gone. Disappears, and then she's just like, hey, I'm here to help. And then just, I don't know, fucks off with the farm boy or something and is just gone the rest of my game. And I was like,
For the most part, that game has like object permanence on like just on the ground, so you can just like throw your shit in a closet somewhere and just like leave it there.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful though, because if you throw too much in a house, then you try and load in and everything just dies.
yeah.
I tried to fill my house with melons. It didn't go well. Because I found out there's
remember-
console commands.
I remember seeing a video of someone that like had just collected a bunch of shit, and they accidentally hit like Fusrodad. It just like they had perfectly organized all their shit, and then it just went everywhere, and they were like, "Oh no!"
Might as well just end it all there. Just uninstall the game. No, it's done. Never again.
All right. I guess to wrap everything up, let's go with what is a game that you never got to play or didn't feel like you had enough time with, and you just want to play it right now. Your current go-to game and the game that you're most looking forward to.
Game that I want to go back to because I never got to finish was Skies of Arcadia because I only rented it as a kid. I don't even know how far into the game I got. I remember I was killing the third boss, I think. And that game is now worth like $250 trying to buy it. So yeah. My current go-to game, I'm kind of bored with everything right now. Uh, Warhammer 2 is generally my default if like I'm not playing League or WoW. Um, that has like regular DLC, so that usually keeps me entertained. I think new DLC is coming out in like a month or two. Uh, I mean, I should be hyped for the new WoW expansion, but it just has so much baggage that I don't know if it's actually going to be good or not. So probably most hyped for like Warhammer 3, I guess.
All right. What about you, Jeff?
Game I never actually played but really want to is Tactics Ogre. It's a PlayStation 1 game that was made by the same people who made Final Fantasy Tactics, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So I just made a notepad that says games to play, and it's the top one on it. um, Game I play right now, yeah, I'm kind of like Justin. I just like quit MMOs in general for now because I can't. The, I think it's the tab targeting. I just fucking hate it. It all just feels really gross to me. So when I do play games, I've been playing the like roguelike card games again that are like Monster Train is the one I'm playing right now.
Oh, Jeff,
One
there's a game called Gordian Quest I found the other day. It's pretty early in development, but out of the first act, I got about like 8 hours of gameplay. It's like a deck builder type thing.
okay. Uh and what's the one that I played the shit out of?
Slay the Spire?
Yeah, Slay the Spire. Those are the kind of games I've been playing lately. Or the Hearthstone Auto Battler. Just short games. And game I'm most looking forward to? Uh Probably I'm not gonna buy it when it first comes out because $80 for a game is just fucking stupid. But I'm interested in the Cyberpunk 2077 game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna play that. I just don't know. Games like that either fully grip me in or like I lose interest after an hour. So I don't want to like say I'm hyped for it because I just know how I am with games like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan?
Um, I don't know. I don't really. I don't know. I'm gonna take a different stance, but one game I wish I could experience again for the first time would either be the Halo 3 campaign or the Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign. Those were
Okay.
like the peak of of single player campaigns, in my opinion. Um, Games that I want to revisit, honestly, the Dark Souls games. I don't think I've ever finished one of them. I get way too frustrated and then just shut it off.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I think I have. Yeah, I have all of them. So I have Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and I have Bloodborne and Sekiro, and I've never finished any of them.
Yeah.
Sekiro is a wonderful game.
Oh God, yes. But I'm stuck on. I haven't beaten the butterfly. I can't beat her for some reason.
Yeah,
Um,
she was the boss that probably took me the longest to beat outside the last boss.
and then I believe, yeah, I was at Genjiro. I think yeah, because it was the first time meeting the little kid, or he was meeting the little kid. And I could never get past. I think I just got past the second phase, and then it was the lightning phase, and I was like, well, I have you fucking sneeze on me, I'm dead. And then there was a monk. Yeah, there's a spear monk that I couldn't kill. He wasn't a boss. It was just like one of the tough guys, the two killers outside. And then there was a guy in a hole that kept jumping around, and I couldn't lock onto him because it would glitch my camera into the wall, and then I couldn't see shit. But I had to lock onto him because he jumped around so much I couldn't tell where he was because my camera wouldn't fucking keep up. And I haven't really been keeping up with like the new games and stuff like that. So everything's gonna be a surprise to me.
um, I think for me, the games, the game that I would like to revisit, just because I never got to play them, would honestly be Final Fantasy Tactics. 'Cause I saw Um, it was at like Matt's house. He had it on like PlayStation or whatever, and I just got to watch him play, and I was like, it seemed like unreal, and it just seemed so cool, and it got me like anytime I see a new game come out that's that style, I'm like I want to buy that game just to have that sort of experience, but I definitely want to actually play that game start to finish.
It's like
Uh,
$10 on the PlayStation Store, I think.
oh, for even for PS4.
I bought it for PSP. I imagine you can get it for PS4.
All right.
Have you played Fellseal?
I don't think so.
It's basically a modern Final Fantasy Tactics. I played through and beat it. It doesn't have the like random side. Like you can unlock a whole bunch of characters in Tactics, but it's a decent game.
Just checking to make sure. Sometimes I just own these games without even knowing. Nope, don't own that one. My go-to game right now, um, PC. It's gonna be League. Anytime I log on, I at least play one or two games of it. Um, and then uh, with console, probably it'll be Warzone, Modern Warfare, Warzone, or I just bought Tony Hawk today, the remake, so I'm gonna end up spending a bunch of hours on that. And then looking forward to um, nothing really PC other than I guess like Cyberpunk or um, so any of the new PlayStation 5 games. Oh, the Spider-Man Miles Morales game that's coming out because I played the hell out of the PS4 Spider-Man game. It was unreal.
Oh, I thought of one I'm looking forward to. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla with the Vikings. That looks like
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
gonna be
I'll probably
dope.
play that too. I'm also like I think Elysium Ring will be good too, or Elysian Ring. I forget what it's called. The Dark Souls plus Game of Thrones writer guy one,
Oh
but
yeah,
we've
yeah,
nothing on it, even though I'm pretty sure it's supposed to come out in like 6 months.
yeah. There's that, or I think the game's called Godfall. On it's gonna be coming out on PlayStation 5. That looked
Like,
pretty sick too.
Yeah, it's
Maybe,
coming out for PC
to be
too.
honest, that game looked like shit to me.
Ring
But
of Elysium?
was it
no,
Godfall? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it
Godfall
was
is
good.
it's made by the fucking Borderlands devs. I think it's like a looter shooter without the shoot.
Elden Ring?
That's it, Elton.
Yeah. Oh, and the expansion for Destiny 2 that's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
There's a game coming out. Shit, what was it called? Oh, there's a couple those two League of Legends games. They could be good or they could be awful. I don't know. I'm just keeping an eye on them. But it's Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Baldur's Gate 3. I'll probably dump a couple hours or a bunch of hours into as well.
yeah.
Did you ever play
No.
the other ones that from that developer?
Oh, what's the developer?
Fuck. May why am I blanking on the name of them?
Larian Studios?
Yeah,
I have no idea what they've done, so let me Google it. Oh, Divinity?
yeah. Divinity 2.
No, I haven't played any of the Divinity games.
I would say skip Divinity 1, but Divinity 2 is pretty good.
Yeah,
Combat I
Divinity.
found got a little bit stale, but
I have Divinity 2 on my wish list, but it's still like $30 even on sale, and I'm just like, eh.
yeah. Um, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, I'm hoping it'll be a lot better because it's has like an established rule set and stuff like that, not just like whatever shit they made up. So, although I don't know how they're gonna handle like high level wizards and shit.
Yeah. Diablo 4 is also one that is soon TM that I might.
Diablo 4 like could be good, but Diablo 3 was just so bad that like I don't know.
lots to look forward to. Maybe even expand this channel into doing our having movie reviews and video game reviews as well. But for now, we'll just keep talking about them because it's just what we're good at for the
I
most
think
part.
if we do video game reviews, it has to be like, okay, we're gonna review this game in like 3 months because we play games at very different paces.
Yeah, yeah. Or it'll just be like one person doing the review.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll see how famous we
We'll
want to be.
figure it out. We'll figure
But
it out.
thanks for listening again. Once again, follow YouTube, Twitter by Railside, uh, Spotify, Google Play, Apple, all the spots and all the unknown spots. Uh,
I love it when you get the unknown spots.
oh no, I don't. I do not
Feels
love that.
good, man.
Doesn't.
Yeah,
How do you know?
sometimes feels good, man. It's unknown.
This one time